Purpose on the Rise is a conference that is dedicated to women and how they can master their businesses to grow wealth, to heal the body, to heal the mind, as well as sustain their finances. The conference will enable attendees to rub shoulders with global influencers, international and national entrepreneurs who will share their secrets to success. And most notably, Jena L, who is on a global mission to empower women where they can embrace their destiny and live their fullest lives. She's a global award-winning author, business coach, strategist, international speaker and entrepreneur with over 30 years in business, both in corporate, non-profit and entrepreneurship. She now joins me in studio to tell us more about her role in the conference. Jena, very good morning and a warm welcome.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm glad to be here.
So good to see you. Welcome to South Africa. Welcome
Thank
to Morning
you so
Live.
much. Thank you so much. And I love your country, so I'm glad to be here.
Well, I'm glad you're here. Now, let's talk about this conference. What is this conference all about?
Oh, gosh. So what this conference is all about, it's not only the celebration of the woman right here in South Africa in the month of August, but it's also to call the woman to action, to understand what she has and now to step in her full glory.
You've been in this game for quite a while now, and you focus mainly on the empowerment and the development of women. Why is this such an important thing in your life and particularly in your career?
You know, one of the things, being in corporate America for over 30 years, having a family, all those things, and then one day that being gone, understanding that women that are economically empowered are in a better position to make much better decisions about their lives. But when a woman is empowered, she empowers so many others. So when you think about the history of women, the women's rights, not only in South Africa, but around the globe, the issues that we face are generally the same. And now we must stand up and take control of our own economic development process.
You know, it's often been said that, being female is actually a punishment because women are subjected to all kinds of gender stereotypes and, and those kind of discrimination. How do these barriers and shackles of discrimination against women broken? How can we break those stereotypes?
The first thing is understanding. So part of what this movement is all about, so I should just say that, it's not just a conference, it's a movement, but it's a movement to change it. But we must first change ourselves, because when you think about all of the stereotypes that happen and you think about all the issues that we face, those now have penetrated our own being and caused us to maybe stand a little lower than we actually can. So now it's about rising. It's about stepping into your own and being in a position to help change it. And so if we are not active in that process, then it means that we're standing by waiting for someone else to do it.
True.
And so the conference is about, it's no longer a wait. It's time for action. And we must stand up. So when we can own our own businesses, we can begin hiring people, we can begin changing our communities. It then creates a greater sense of empowerment that's going to reduce poverty. It's going to improve our families. But what I'm saying very clearly at the conference, until the woman, no matter where she stands, she can bloom. And it's now up to her. But we must do it together. And when we can do it together and we can stand tautly and we can begin the change that we want to see.
Yeah.
So it's not a curse. It's not a curse.
It's not a curse.
It's not a curse, because God has created us to be wonderful human beings. We have such capacity to do so much. And we, as women, we birth children that grow on to run nations. So if we can nurture a child to now run a nation, we can nurture that dream and we can change things. And now we must own up to who we are. You
know, Jena, the unfortunate thing is that quite a sizable number of women don't actually know the power that they have to change the world, to change their families, to change their communities. And again, the issues of gender stereotypes come in the way of business, come in the way of involvement in the political spaces. I mean, we still see a very small number of women taking part in political leadership, in political decision making, and of course in business leadership. How on earth do women, or rather everybody, come to the party insofar as ensuring that all those stereotypes are broken?
You know, I believe that that happens over time, number one, but it also means that the more women that are now taking a stand, more women that are actively getting involved. There are a lot of women that are involved, and yes, there are systematic changes or systematic policies that hold us back.
Okay.
But what we must know, and just think about just South Africa and the country and Winnie Mandela and everything that she did, and you look at other countries where women have been held back, but there's still a woman that rises.
Yes.
So that's what it's about. It's about not waiting for somebody, for the system to change. It's about now influencing the change of that system.
Yeah.
But we must take an active part. And it can't be just that lone ranger, that lone woman. It has to be all of us standing up. But when we can see who we are, our gifts, our talents,
Yeah.
that becomes the empowerment. And when we feel empowerment, when we feel empowered, when we know our own worth, we begin to act differently, which then will cause others to
In as much as we
act.
do acknowledge that it's high
Yes.
time that a woman
It's high
should
time.
rise and a woman
Yes.
must rise. And the question is, how
Yes.
does a woman rise? And I guess those are some of the topics that will be tackled at this particular conference. Give us the details of this conference and where will it be held, and how do women take part in this conference?
Absolutely. So the conference is going to be held at the Capitol on the Park over in Santon off of Catherine Street.
Yeah.
And the conference, so she can take part. Ticket sales had actually almost closed off. So, but we're going to have another event come November, so it'll be announced very soon. So stay tuned for that. But you asked a very important question I have to answer, and that's how does she rise despite the circumstances?
Sure.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
When you think about all the women that have risen, how did she rise? Because she first saw it in herself, and she took action, and she began to walk and step. Oftentimes we're waiting for the system to change. We're waiting for somebody to say, hey, you're good. But when we know that we're good enough, we don't need that. So then we step into our own glory. So that's why I'm here.
It starts with the first step.
It starts with that first step.
Okay.
So the conference is about taking action.
Okay.
It's what it's all about. And when we rise, we all rise together.
Great stuff. We admire your work, Jena. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. And thank you for having me. And to all the women out there, it's our season. It's our year to bloom.
And happy Women's Day.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right, that was Dr. Jena Bell talking to us about the Purpose on the Rise conference, which is set to take place today. Now, the event aims to empower women in the various ways of ensuring that they live fulfilling lives. So we'll take a short break. We'll have your sport news in a moment.